as awful as he is, this character, he can also be incredibly funny. And there's certain things he says that I still find very funny. And there's certainly lines he said that I'll sometimes use on other people just as like my own little in joke. Like he's the master of the one liner.
He he is so on point in so many ways that usually these things work that it's, can I speak to you? I'm the journalist, I'm the documentarian. I'd like to speak to you, and then they're on the receiving end. You're asking the questions, they have to fend off and deal with your questions. This dude who just started off as a guy who put boots on cars parked in a antique store parking lot. The mystery of who this guy is, it goes boom, widescreen suddenly. It's not just a guy. Who is this guy? What's this guy all about? You're the one in the hot seat for so much of the movie. This guy may as well release a movie from his side of the story on you.
Absolutely. And, he said a few times, while I was making this, I should be doing a documentary about you. And yeah, that was his attitude through a lot of it, I think. He didn't really care that I was trying to make a film about him. He was just there to kind of mess with my mind and sort of turn the narrative around to what he wanted in a variety of, frankly, like quite fascinating ways, and nothing I'd ever encountered before in journalism or documentary or anything. It was a pretty, very disorientating being in the middle of it. On the other side of it, it's kind of fascinating to me, and I'm still kind of amazed how he works and operates.
Can I tell people one thing? I can give one detail that will hook people. It will give a teeny tiny piece of the movie away, but it will make people go, "Oh my God, I need to see that." Do you mind if I just mention the? He says,
"Go in."
He says to you partway through, "I have a key to your house." He says, "Someone gave me a key to your house," and then it's just like, "Oh no!" It's mind blowing. And he won't tell you who gave you the key to your house, how he got it. He's like, "Well, that's for another time. I'll tell you about how I got the key. If I'm ready to tell you, I'll tell you who gave me the key." But he's also saying it's a violation of trust for that person who gave him a key to your home.
Yeah. See, in any normal situation, someone who clearly doesn't like you very much has told you they've got a key to your house. In a normal film, that's like a threat. Yeah. But in the world of Mr. Organ, it's all these other things as well. It's this whole other narrative that builds out from it. And someone gave him the key. Who gave me the key? I can't tell you who gave me the key. Why can't you tell me? And it just takes you on this whole other thing. And soon you sort of forget about the horror of him having a key to your house for this year while you've been like making the film so far, which is also a horrific thought because he's the last person in the world. There's a few people I don't want to have a key to my house.
Sure.
He's number one.
He would be top of the list. Yeah. And the other thing I'll say about having a key to your house, he could hand you the key back. For $5, he could make a backup key to your house. That does not mean the game is over when I hand you the key back. He could have made 20 more keys to your house. It's amazing. What do you feel like this has done for whatever the next thing you would make? How does this change your idea, the concept of the chair you sit in as a filmmaker and a documentary filmmaker? How does this alter that for you? Because this is a real mind blower, and it's a dynamic changer. I'm sure that you'll never forget.
Absolutely. I always knew that documentaries were sort of difficult to make and unpredictable, and that take a lot of time to figure out the story and what the story is you even wanted to tell. Initially, when I finished this, I sort of never wanted to make another documentary again. I was like, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore. But no, I think it's just made me a bit more hyper aware of probably being a bit more cautious going into a certain project because I also go in with like very few resources. It's just me and a very tiny team working on this stuff.
Hmm.
And this is a bit of a wake up call of probably just being a little bit more cautious, but also just how many things can go wrong while making something. I thought Tickled was challenging, but that was such a smooth, relatively logical run.
Hmm.
Whereas this just made me realize how you just got to be on your toes all the fucking time
Yeah.
and be so hyper aware of being able to pivot and change. And I'm just much more aware of stories being much more fluid than I ever imagined they could be.
Oh my God. Yeah. It really, it questions the concept of what is a documentary on some level, and what does it
Yeah.
mean to make a documentary, and what does it mean to have a subject for a documentary, because usually the subject is in a box. This dude ain't in no box at all. So, well, how are
No,
people going to see Mr. Organ, David?
it's on cinema screens at the moment in various American cities. If you go to drafthousefilms.com, they're all listed there. It's in LA and New York, and I think it's in a bunch of other cities as well, listed on that site. It'll be streaming in about a month or so, but I think it is a fun thing to watch with other people. Like the Taylor Swift film is one thing, but I think sitting in a crowd of people sort of engage with Mr. Organ, it is kind of fun. It's kind of funny and squeamish and weird and dark, and that's why I'm really happy to have it on a big screen. We shot it for a big screen. I think it
Mm-hmm.
looks really pretty, and the soundtrack's kind of great. My friend Lachlan Anderson did the score,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so on the big screen currently in America,
Mm-hmm.
streaming in about a month.